Hello and welcome back to Cageymoon versus all the mods. I hope you've had a good time this week and come back and ready for a packed episode. Got a lot to get done. Today I just started off with something small and it ended up being kind of a major project. But I have a good time with it, and it's going to be just kind of a lot easier to get things done. See the nice beautiful sunrise in the background, and we've been working on this place here. Still can't figure out on a roof design on that, but all things said and done, I hope you enjoy this next episode. Alright, I think this is just the episode for the rabbit hole. I'm going to not show you every little step with AE, but I am going to show you some of the basics. First things you need to do is get these, okay? And the way you get these, this will tell you if you drop a charge service course, which you'll find that in the world, or you can take this unit and get it power. You have to make one of these energy acceptors, okay? And get it power. You can actually plop it right on top of this thing and then connect any other power source to it, and then put your surge ports in there and it'll give you the charge ones. But you take there you go, you take charge surge quartz, nether quartz, and redstone, throw them in a puddle, and it'll create 2 of those crystals. What I did is, if you maybe remember a while back, I went ahead and made some essence creating those and creating the crystals and the silicone, so in preparation for this. Now in order to really get anything done with the mod, you're gonna need a couple of things. This crystal growth chamber is just a way to speed up. You can crush down any of this into the dust, and then you add the dust and sand and it'll make 2 seeds. Throw it in, and you can just let them sit in water and it'll take forever. I'm talking hours to grow, but it will grow. But if you can get one of these together, you could just throw one of these beside a puddle of water and it will speed it up as power. But AE2 stuff has added this smart little tool here that grows them super fast. It'll shut itself off and not just keep wasting power. And it'll hold several stacks, and grow them all at the same time. So it's definitely the way to go. And as far as your ME glass cable, it takes, again, either the pure ones are the ones you've grown, and the flukes are the ones that have been in water. And again, you can grow these with actual with the essences and stuff. Anyway. And then you need the quartz fiber. What I always do is I always crush down nether quartz. It seems like I've always got more of it around than surface quartz. It just depends. You can use either one. And real quick, before I found this in a dungeon. I'm trying to get everything together. I have everything. I can craft everything. I don't have many emeralds and very few diamonds, and not many rabbits. But I've almost got enough chunks to make the seeds to grow the rabbit. I'm hoping the traps start catching them, so we'll see that in a little bit. I'm trying different baits in them. But you take this thing and put it in your inventory. Boom. Look at that. See that? Give me an extra heart. And I don't know how many you can eat, but it's pretty good. So we're going to take power from our system down there and run it over to here. Okay. And I'm actually going to create a separate one, a separate channel just for this thing. Probably coming off of that. Ooh, I may need to move things around. Anyway, a separate channel just for our AE stuff. And but on these things, this is how you make all the processors that are needed to make these discs. Okay, all 4 are made the same way. You just have to take the printed circuit, redstone, and the printed silicone, put it in an inscriber, and boom, it'll make everything. What we're going to do, this is going to just be a very simple system to make the processors. I got one of each. Actually, I just realized I need to make another one to put them all together. but I'll put a little conduit and filter system on top and bottom, and it is sensitive. It has to come in a certain way and go out a certain way, which is kind of a bummer in this mod. The advanced ones work much better, or putting some of the other things that AE has itself on works even better. But right now this is just to get us going. So this one takes the silicone and makes it, and we'll make, well, let's just show you. We'll make these printed circuits. Okay, that's the silicone that can be used for all of them. And then there's the recipes going on to make all 3 of these, which are used to make all the other blocks we need. So I'm going to get some of these going and come back when I've got some of those to craft some of the vital things we need for this. And here we're back again. I've been working several different ways. Been doing a lot of crafting and working and getting supplies. We went down to mining, got some diamonds. I had 45. This is all I got left. I made a few, 3 more of these, I think. Yeah, 3 more of these, or enough for 3 more of these, which is quite a serious endeavor. Going to get rid of this stuff that we don't need now, and I'm going to show you how this works. Now I did have to go, I got my network set up. I did, for some weird reason, I put another, it was like one of them in the end weren't working, and these, as long it was under 8 channels, so it should have. Then I saw it didn't seem like it was getting power. Put another, I came down here, put a battery in, still didn't work. Separated the network with that, didn't work. Then put the battery in, didn't work. Put the other energy acceptor in, and it worked for a little bit and then quit. I noticed that one and that one will run out of power. Once I put this in, still didn't work, but once I picked the batteries up and put them back in, charged up and worked fine. So I don't know what exactly was going on, but let me show you how this works here. See, you can already see how fast they're going. When you put the speed upgrades, they fly. So that'd be helpful. The reason we have to do that, we're crushing our Certus quartz and in this pulverizer. I had to make a pulverizer. Crushing the Certus quartz in here, and then combining it with sand to make those seeds, is because this will only take pure. I don't know what the purpose is or the idea behind it is, but it will only accept the pure ones. So I guess that's to prevent us from growing them and to add a step. But anyway, it's all working now. Turned all these sideways. Got this pulling out, set to pull that out. Oops, I really didn't need that one, actually, come to think of it. That was from my original run. I did a lot of trial and error on here. Hoppers in, and then I can just throw the resources in that I need. And then each is filtered to only pull out the item it's making. It's filtered only to allow those in. Kind of double redundancy, but while I had everything still testing, it was needed. And then out of here, I did this just so it can load those 2 faster. They seem to get hung up. My 3 different kinds of printed circuits come out here. On the bottom is another filter, allowing these 3. I'll show you again. See, and then I set these this way. The circuits can come in on the top here. On the side, the redstone filters. Bottom, printed silicone. Right side, all 3 processors. And so it just kind of filters its way down. I apparently run out of redstone. Didn't even think about that. Changed my pathway out a little bit, just because that should start going here pretty quick. Hang on a second, it'll catch up and conduits are kind of slow, and there's not a hard level conduit. So definitely gonna set this up in AE. And there you go. So that's how that's working now. The system we're working on. Crafted some of these batteries. This quartz glass, surface quartz or crushed quartz and glass. You'll use a lot of this. And 8 of these give you a dense battery. It can hold a lot more power. I recommend these anywhere you've got like ME drive or multiple things running off a line. I highly recommend those. So we're going to use that, and then the other things that's to make more of that glass. I was thinking we had something else set up. Oh, that's for our batteries. Pardon me, hang on a second. Anyway, so we're going to start crafting the things we need. First thing we need, after our power, is the drive itself. And I use my iron up. This is why I wanted to get some resources built up before we did this. I was thinking there was something. Oh, okay. Just checking to see if there was something else we needed that for. Alright, so that gives us our drive. And now we need discs. Now the great thing here, let me show you here. These can hold, oh doggone, I can't remember how many types of items on each disc. We'll look at it later. Anyway, it's a set number of items it can hold on a disc. Trying to see. Oh well. There you go. 63 types of items. So I highly recommend just like for all your miscellaneous junk, using several of these and throwing all that in first, so you don't waste a bunch of channels and stuff. You know, and you don't waste your bigger discs on the, you know, like 63 individual items, and you got like a you know, 16K or 64K or bigger, because we have bigger capacity mod that adds huge capacity discs. But anyway, so I always recommend making a couple of these to begin with. So I'll go get some redstone and let's see. Oh, that's nice. Oops. Try this again. Let's put our diamonds up for now. There we go. Sorry about that. Alright. So let's make... Alright, we're not going to make 60. Ooh. It's tempting though. As tempting as it is, we're not going to do that. Alright. Alright, we've got that. Now these, we need to make some of these. What's the problem? Of course, glass. There we go. We will make more in a little bit, but I'm going to use these to do something else. There we go. There we go. And then we can use these to once again. Alright, now this is a perfect opportunity for me to show you something. You shift click it, there you go. You get it back. Alright. Let's try this again. For glowstone, we can do that. Now we're not going to store most of our stuff on our system just yet. These are generally the smallest. Once I've got a couple of small ones, these are generally the smallest discs I'll use, 16s. And then the great thing is there's a way that you can empty them out and make more later at a later date. There we go. All right. Now that's done. Make sure this is running over here. Please tell me you didn't run out of redstone. Not sure what's the deal, but anyway, don't care. We'll look at it later. Alright, so we've got our power, we've got our storage. There's two more steps I want to do. We will get one of these controllers. We've got everything to do this controller, but the pure fluids, well, we can fix that really quick. And that'll give me a chance to show you how to make these. See, you can even do quartz crystals this way and use them to make a bunch of different quartz stuff. And these should be done, by the way. Right there. See, we just kind of keep running back and forth doing some of the same things. Pardon me for that. Now, what the controller does is normally AE, each of these cables can only handle 8 channels of information, okay? So anything that's attached to them takes a channel. To have more than that, you need a controller, and there are cables that can handle as much as 32 channels that split off into groups of 8. But to do those, you need controllers, and a controller for each side of the controller, it's a cube, can send 32 channels out of each side of it, each face, and then you can attach multiple controllers together to get more. Now, once you start making multiple, again, it is a power-hungry system, but that will take care of that. Now we need a couple more things. We're going to need some of these and some of these, okay? So, oops, didn't mean to take all that. And once again, let me get a couple more things crafted out, and I'll be back. Alright, I need to show you a couple things. You're going to need, for the system we have, we need a sticky piston and a piston. And to make, these interfaces are very important for this mod. It allows it to interact. You can insert items into, or tell it to hold certain items in it. To put into other machines and interface with other machines for auto crafting and everything else. This is one of, basically lets the network talk to things and interact. So we made some of these, and this makes one of them a storage bus. So we needed that. And then to make this, you gotta make this. Okay, and then make this is where we need those formations. And that allows you to see items in it. And then with the crafting bench and the calculation processor, gives you the ability to actually craft out of the system. So we're going to put one here. And come around to here, and this is where we're going to place it right here. I should have brought it up. Oh well. We'll go ahead and just throw one there as well. And it's all still connected, so it should work just fine. And then we're going to take that storage bus and put it right there. Now, the important thing to do with this, okay, you've got to give it a priority. This means that it puts in and takes from, or puts into this system above all else, and that's very important. Otherwise, it'll store everything into your drawers that aren't locked, and you're in trouble. And then, you know, so if it empties a drawer that's not locked, it'll automatically throw the next item that comes in that doesn't have a spot into that spot. So you want them locked. Anyway, this tells it I want everything in this system. So now we've got that in place. We've got that in place. Now this system needs power. Now for power, what we're going to do is put an energy acceptor here. Okay. And for right now, I'm going to place this here and attach it to this. We'll attach it to something else, another system later. We'll see if this can keep up. And now, give it a second. Is it? Okay. And now we want it to, and I could actually interface it with this thing. Oh, I'm sorry, that's what I wanted. Oops, I don't want items. I want power. Output. This should kick in. Device online. We're going to throw these discs in. And, oh, by the way, now you can see how much is in each of these discs, okay? And every item that this system is attached to right here at our fingertips. And now we can craft inside this menu. We can do everything. We can throw a lot of our junk into here, clean up this base, clean up all of our storage. This is a very important thing. And now I'm just going to start going. Oh, I forgot to do this. There we go. It passes power through. Now this thing will stay full, and it uses a lot of power. Anytime you do anything in here, it uses a good bit of power, and so this gives it a good buffer. All right, we got a couple more important things to make. First off, we need to make one of these. We won't use the second one today, but we will be using it in the future. So make, there you go. There you go. Like so. All right. Now, next we want to use this to make one of these, and this is the 8 smaller cells put together. Okay. Let's go ahead, and we're going to need this, which is a couple of different steps. Ooh. Well, now that's not pleasant. A security terminal's got to be placed down to be able to set this remote to it. And secondly, there we go. Secondly, it's got to, we definitely need to put some more gold in there while we're at it. It's got to, what's wrong? It's got to, it basically locks it to you unless you hit other people with this card and then put it in there until it says, hey, these guys can use this system. So there we go. One of the things I always like to do is have extras just in case you run out. I need to scrap together a few more diamond. Let's see, there we go. But there we go. Alright. If you look at this, 63, 63, 63, you notice they're not even half full, most of them. And this is where the line is, okay? So we still got room for plenty of miscellaneous items. Before I finish this little project, look at this. Now we're keeping all of our foods. These are the ones we're not mass producing yet. This is miscellaneous plants and trees. We'll keep all those in here, I think, for now. The astral, I'm keeping in here. Some miscellaneous things. And my woods. I'm not going to keep all that separate. But look at that. That's empty. Since I'm throwing those in there. I had a page and a half on that one filled. I had 3/4 this page and nothing in this one. That chest. There was only like between all of them like 4 empty slots. This was full. This had a few things in it. All that. Now this is my crafted foods I want to keep separate. All that is in my system now. I can just go on to here and boom, there's everything. Now the dangerous part is if I run out of power, I'm in trouble. So I'll put I'm gonna take that generator there and throw it in there with you know, some backup power. Let's try this again. There we go. It's not a bad thing to have anyway. Now we're gonna make that. There we go. I think we'll just, you know what, let's do. Let's just do this here. Alright. There. That's my security terminal. I'll shift click that up there. Now it's linked to the system now. So there we go. So these have several uses. But what we want to do with them right now I'll worry about that later. There we go. We'll switch it out for something better later, but alright, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that's going to finish up this episode. We have a few more things we've done, but I've just simply run out of time on this recording. You can see some of the adjustments. We put the power in the floor here, as well as a couple other things that we've done, and some major good improvements to our system as well that just take it to the next level and do some of the things we need to do. And I'm so happy, glad that's over. Wow, that was tough. Lots and lots of crafting, lots and lots of stuff. But now, hey, hooray, 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 our system is done. I want to thank you for watching. Thank you for being patient. And if you got any comments or anything, let me know what you thought about the episode and what I could do to make things better. And I hope you learned a little bit from this. And we'll see you again next episode. Thank you. Goodbye.